Oh, goody.
All right, what's going on, everybody? Zombies here again, and today we're back with another Marvel Snap video. So today we have a little bit of an update about some weird things going on with Sanctum Showdown ever since the patch dropped back on Tuesday. So what's going on with Sanctum? Well, it seems a decent amount of players are having some very weird issues going on with their scroll count. So the first issue that popped up was essentially the timer for when your scrolls regenerate, which is supposed to be every 8 hours. That just said 0, 0. The timer wasn't counting down correctly, which, yeah, that doesn't seem like a good thing to have happen at all, given that's how many people are getting all their tickets, right? Waiting for those free refreshes. But shortly after this was discovered, it was communicated that apparently this was only a cosmetic issue. The timer was still working behind the scenes, people were still getting their scrolls, but you did have to restart a number of times for that change to fix itself. Sometimes it didn't fix itself visually, but you would still get the scrolls over time. So definitely not a great bug to have happen, but not something that's actually like locking you out of getting the free scrolls to continue playing the game, just more of a visual error. So bad, but could be worse. However, there is a much worse part to this bug, which I was just informed about the other day. So I'm kind of doing this video to bring some awareness to it and to provide some answers for people who might be experiencing this, who don't know what's going on or how to fix it. So what exactly is happening with the scrolls in Sanctum outside of this timer issue? Also worth noting, the Sanctum timer isn't the only timer that has had problems. I noticed in Conquest queues, the timer for how long you've been in a queue doesn't even work. It just says 0, 0. So I think there's something wrong with the timers in general. But the bigger issue that I've seen more people start to report recently is there is some kind of bug happening, and I'm guessing it's related to the timer bug, but maybe it's not. Maybe it's its own thing. Where when you lose a game in Sanctum and you go back to play another game, if you have a bunch of scrolls, 5 scrolls, 10 scrolls, however many scrolls, when you lose and you go back to play another game, some players are finding that their 10 scrolls turned into 0 scrolls. And this is not just a visual error. When you try and go and play the game, you get the pop-up saying, hey, would you like to pay 40 gold for a scroll? When you clearly have scrolls in the bank, but the game isn't allowing you to use them. That's a pretty big problem, especially in something like this where it's a much more limited time mode. It's only going to be around till Tuesday, and it definitely doesn't help that it's the limited time mode that has given out the best potential rewards out of all the ones we've had access to so far. So it's the one that has the most incentive to actually play and grind it. So what's going on with this issue? Well, apparently this is something you can fix by restarting the game, but it's not actually that simple for everybody. This is not something where it's like, okay, restart the game, boom, it's fixed, I can go play another game. That would be annoying, but it wouldn't be the end of the world. But apparently this issue is much worse than that. Restarting the game is not a guaranteed fix. I've talked to multiple people who have had this problem, and sometimes it has taken upwards of 10 restarts, which is ridiculous. And it doesn't seem that there is any rhyme or reason to what particular restart fixes the problem. If you brute force it, eventually it seems to fix itself. But if you lose another Sanctum game, your scrolls are going to go back to 0, and you're going to have to do the same thing again. And it's just an exercise in frustration and wasting a lot of people's time. So yeah, pretty bad bug. Second Dinner is aware of the bugs surrounding the mode right now. As far as I'm aware, they're working on a fix, and that's something I'm hoping that they can get out as soon as possible, because again, this is a limited time mode, and the longer this bug goes on, the worse the experience gets before the mode goes away in like a few days. So yeah, if you're experiencing this issue, really the only way to fix it is just spamming restarts. And this is something that actually is costing people scrolls, right? Because if you can't tell the amount you're actually at, or maybe you're at the cap, but you keep running into this bug, so you're not actually able to play and get those scrolls used, you're missing out on the free scrolls. So this is a pretty big problem. It's no secret that the patch on Tuesday came with a lot of bugs. Another one worth mentioning is that a lot of users have been having performance issues, and this seems to be hardware related. But most of them seem to be tied to the Agamotto spells. Particularly images of Icon has been causing a lot of problems with performance, but I've seen from some other people who stream the game, Snap has had some terrible performance ever since the new patch came out. It's not something I've personally experienced. I do think it is a bug that is hardware related, where certain people's systems are affected more than others. So it's not something I've experienced personally, but having seen it happen to other people, it's pretty bad. It seems like there are a lot of bugs in this patch, but the Sanctum one seems to be the biggest one, where this is actually having a very negative effect on people just trying to engage with the mode before it goes away next week. So here's hoping that they can get a patch out to deal with this. It is Thursday, so the weekend is rapidly approaching. I would hope this is a top priority for them. I know they're aware of it and working on it, but we'll have to wait and see what happens with that. In the meantime, if this is something you're being affected by, I think it wouldn't hurt to bring it up with support, either through the Discord or their regular support site. I usually favor the Discord because, as we all know, Snap support is very clearly designated to a third party who doesn't always understand the goings-on with the game, and it's often a pretty big coin flip whether or not they're actually able to help you with an issue, whereas the support through Discord is usually a little bit more familiar with the game. I'm not sure if this is something that's going to get compensation. Personally, I think that if you have been affected by this and you have lost scrolls as a result of it, yeah, they should probably do something for you, like give you some more scrolls or give you some of the currency you missed out on, because it's a pretty lame issue that is happening through no fault of the user, and it seems to be very frustrating given the whole not knowing how many times you have to restart to remedy the issue. I also don't really know the scope of this issue. Is it affecting a lot of people? I've seen different reports on Twitch, on Discord, etc., but I have no idea how many people are actually affected by this, so that's something you can help me out with in the comments below, is letting me know if this is an issue you have been having trouble with. But yeah, unfortunately, that's about it for this one. I'll try and post an update if we get some more news about a fix here, but for now, all we know is that they're aware of it and working on it, and the only way to fix it is just brute forcing restarting the game however many times until it decides to work. So not great, but wanted to get this out there because I haven't seen a lot of other people talking about it. I didn't even really know about this until yesterday. I knew about the timer issue, but that didn't seem like as big of a problem if it was purely a cosmetic thing. But this other bug seems to be something that is really negatively impacting players' ability to play Sanctum, which sucks. But that's going to wrap it up for this one. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I'd love to hear it. Keep an eye out for any updates. And if you enjoyed it, remember to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.